I majored in English, so the title of this video is a rhetorical question. Or is it? It's Stacy, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be talking about my perspective on humanities majors and whether or not I think one is still worth it. For the best college and career advice, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every single Monday. Okay, really quick before we get started. A lot of people think that humanities majors and liberal arts majors are the same thing, and while there's a lot of overlap, it's not quite, so I'm just going to take a second real quick to explain the difference. Liberal arts majors are kind of the bigger umbrella. You might have a college of liberal arts, or your school might even be a liberal arts school. And liberal arts includes the sciences, like the hard sciences, the natural sciences, the social sciences, like sociology and psychology, and then it also includes the humanities, which have more to do with a historical and cultural background. Things like history, English, languages of all kind, modern and ancient, as well as geography, law, politics, religion, all of those things, anything to do really with human culture and society. So here was my experience as an English major. I specialized in creative writing, and the pros, I guess you could say, were that it was fun as hell. Like, I really enjoyed myself as an undergrad. I really read a ton of books, a ton of poetry, a ton of articles, and then we would just sit around and talk about it. It was a lot of seminar-styled learning. I also minored in philosophy, so if, philosophical works or questioning the meaning of life is something that you're interested in, then I would definitely recommend at least taking a few philosophy classes while you're at college. Yeah. Overall, I look back on my time as an English major really fondly, and I'm glad that I chose it. It really opened my horizons to not just like how to really properly write an academic essay and everything related to that, but also like what does it mean to be human? Like I remember when I first read James Baldwin, when I read Giovanni's Room, I was like, how did I go this long without reading this? You know what I mean? Like, it just blew my mind so completely that somebody could write so beautifully about the human experience, about race, about the psychology of race, and how true it was. Like true on a very, very deep, innate level, not just on a scientific level. I was just sitting in, contemporary literature or whatever it was, being like, oh my God, like my mind and my understanding of what is possible as a human, it just completely grew. And as a creative writing major, I can definitely say that my ability to accept critique, it really improved a lot because, when you're in workshop, you're kind of like, oh my God, don't look at me, don't read what I wrote, don't just pretend I don't exist. And anyone in the artistic field will know this feeling too. It's like when you have the workshop or the conference, you're just like, I need this critique and I know I need this critique and it'll make me better, but do I want to hear it? No. But then afterwards, and after a few rounds of this especially, sorry, it's really loud. Okay, sorry about all the background noise, guys. I live downtown, so this is just, a fact of life. But as I was saying, the whole thing with having your work reviewed and the feedback given to you so consistently by your teachers and your professors, it really allows you to lower your defenses over time and realize that this is just a natural process, and it's the process that you have to undergo if you want to improve at anything. So what would I say are the cons of pursuing a humanities major, or in my case, an English major? The main con, which also could be interpreted as a pro if you're smart about it, was that it did not really prepare me for any specific job. Like, I had a lot of flexibility when it came to the types of internships that I wanted to pursue. Like, you might have heard in a past video, I mentioned I did a marketing internship and then 2 education or youth services related internships. And as an English major, I could have gone into literally anything. I could have done publishing, I could have done journalism, or working even in the political arena. I could have dug more into the business side of things and done PR or marketing or HR. There really was a lot of options. So yeah, the flexibility with a major like English was really cool for someone like me who is always like flip-flopping on things and likes having a ton of options to explore. And speaking of internship experience, I talk a lot more about how to get an internship and just set yourself up for employment and success in my video, Success in College, so please check that out if you're interested in that. Comment below what your major was in college. I love hearing from you guys, and I also want to hear whether or not you thought your major was beneficial for you or maybe not as beneficial and why you feel that way. Okay, here's the thing. I have to talk about money. In every video where people are talking about, was this major worth it? It's a long spiel about how certain majors don't make any money, humanities majors, and other majors make bank, like computer science majors, engineering majors of all kinds. Like, you know, we've all seen the stats. And like, it's just something that we have to talk about because as a college student, you're investing in your future. And it's not just for those amazing experiences that I referenced earlier, but it's this question of, okay, who's going to pay me for these skills? Who's going to, you know, like make sure that I have enough to sustain myself? So that is the question I'm going to answer now. There's this pretty amazing website called College Scorecard that basically lets you search up your school, and then you can go into the different colleges within your school, and it has so much data on how much, you know, the average major from this school is paying in loans and what their average wages are. So when you look at a website like that, you're going to see that, like I just said, certain majors are making a lot more than these humanities majors. But you have statistics like that. And then you also have this New York Times article that was published in, I think, 2019, where they talk about how later in your career, the humanities majors and liberal arts majors actually catch up and in some cases make more on average than, you know, these other high earning, usually STEM majors. So who do you believe? Well, either way, if you're considering doing a humanities major, it's probably not because you really wanted to make a ton of money or because you wanted to make a ton of money in your 40s. You know, like you're not really chasing six figures usually. If you are, then you're probably looking into business or into engineering or something like that. And also, I don't really like the whole, you know, liberal arts versus STEM thing that has happened recently. Like, it's always pitted against each other. Like I, you know, said earlier in the video, liberal arts includes science. Like, it includes math, traditionally speaking, at least. Although nowadays in a lot of colleges, it's like split up. But the point is that the liberal arts education is supposed to be a holistic approach to educating you, so that not only do you have this appreciation of art and psychology and like history, so you know how to actually execute scientific principles, so that you know like the scientific method and you have an appreciation of math and science as well. And as you probably already know, humanities majors have a lot of stereotypes attached to them, usually negative stereotypes, like they're easy, they're for like stupid people or something like that, and that they don't really contribute much to society. And I just personally know that that is due to the way our society is currently set up. The majors that pay more right out of college are the ones that are valued by our present society, but that doesn't make them any more intrinsically valuable. So would I say it's worth it just from a financial standpoint? Well, college in general is not really worth it from a financial standpoint for a lot of people. And so that's why I really recommend that people check out the free offerings of these top colleges. Like, you can literally take courses from Ivy League schools online for free and also in the humanities. So I will link those in the description box below if you want to check those out. And I strongly recommend doing it. Just in your free time, take a course, learn something, don't put yourself in debt. But if you want to major in the humanities, I would really ask yourself, like, is this what I see myself doing? Is this the only thing that I really want to focus on right now? For me, my love of creative writing and English at the time, and still to this day, is so strong that I really could not imagine myself majoring in anything else. So if you know that that's true for you, then of course, like, you know, major in that if you're going to go to college. But if you need a more structured program and you need like a clear plan as to, okay, if I major in this, I'm going to have a career in this, then maybe the humanities is not for you. I know that a lot of humanities majors, they go on to major, or I'm sorry, they go on to work in education, nonprofits, and also like further along in academia, like they do research and things like that. So like those are some of the options that come naturally, but it's like I said earlier, you don't have to do those things. Like you can intern in literally whatever you want as an undergrad, as long as it's like somewhat related to your major, and you will learn a lot about yourself and you'll learn about whether or not the careers are right for you. But do I think the humanities are worth studying overall? Of course. And if you personally love flexibility, philosophical subjects, and really long, drawn out discussions and reading, then any of these majors would be perfect for you. If you are a current college student, I highly recommend checking out my LinkedIn for College Student video, which walks you through how to perfectly optimize your LinkedIn so that you can get noticed by employers and also start marketing yourself online. So check that out if you're interested in that. If you found this video informative, feel free to give it a like and share it with someone who you think could benefit. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to me and hear what I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Monday.